Should be recording. Yep, I see the file. Continuing, going medieval. Accused provided by Tinsley PR. Do some things I can talk about. Four main things. Honestly, before last night, I knew exactly what the main thing would be to talk about, but there's another that's like, this one competes. Potentially. Unfortunately, I'm not the best person to have a comment on it. But I'm sure there will be some commentaries coming out. Anyway, the main thing would definitely be the whole Ubisoft delaying Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I actually did not put into the Friday news thing because I don't actually have the. I mean, I guess I could still write it in there because I put this out before I write it up. Before I record I record this video before I put up the news, so I could, to give me more time to put in new things. I guess I could put that in. It's also, I don't like citing Twitter. Okay, it's like I did look. I didn't see anything the day I saw that news come out. I did look, and I didn't see an Ubisoft press release. And I also I haven't gotten press releases from them for a long time either. Actually in the email. I used to, but yeah. Anyway, but yeah. Apparently they've decided to push Assassin's Creed Shadows from a November release date to February. So a 3-month delay, which, well, they also part of this. Hang on, because I actually did pull up I looked for it and found it. Does it say in here? Yeah, this game will release on a broad range of platforms, including Steam at launch. So initially it would have been, I assume, just Uplay or Ubisoft Connect, I think they're calling it now, whatever. But additionally, pre-orders will be refunded, and all future pre-orders will be granted the first expansion for free. That line in this, because I had seen that talked about, that's very significant. The canceling pre-orders, refunding pre-orders is, you don't, because that's giving money back that you already had. You tend not to see people doing that. I mean, it's like the Concord a little bit ago, where Sony decided to refund all purchases. I was like, you don't do that unless you know you have screwed up badly, and you're trying to make amends. Because this means that Assassin's Creed Shadows had some money that it had made. It is now back to zero revenue. Okay, because they would have made some money from pre-orders technically already. That's all going back. And they're also losing money because of PR stuff, because now none of the dates are right. They potentially are going to have to put together new trailers. I mean, just to fill in the gap, the whole calendar aspect. I mean, this is very significant. This is very big. Yeah, I mean, that's a little funny. Yeah, I do not know what all we can expect to come of this. I'm gonna that. Where is it? Is it here? Okay. Eh. Just I'll put them down and. Oh wait, no. Sorry, I need 4. Pardon me for a moment. Sorry, I just suddenly got something in my throat and needed to cough. But yeah, I mean, this is not a good sign for that game, which honestly I wasn't paying too much attention to it at this point because I'm losing dogs. I mean, for what it's worth, they're probably just old. Okay, yeah, because that's in autumn and we're in spring, so. But I mean, it is, if you look at this, we got lots of chickens, which is good. Decent number of deer, but a lot of dogs. So I don't know, and some of them are quite old, 4 years old. Yeah. No, actually, let me try. Because that should be, yeah. Let's see what happens with that. In theory, that means I don't need to worry about them anymore. Is that one of them? No. I mean, it's still working, so I guess someone needs to go and tell it, you're free, you're free. You know what, actually, let's just release the one that I'm watching so we can see how that goes. Yep. Something's happening here. What the heck is going on? What? What? How is it this involved to let a dog go? I also want to see what. Yeah, what is this? Where's it going? Okay, so it's not like it decided to run in and start attacking my chickens or something. Yeah. So going back to the Assassin's Creed shadows. Yeah, I don't really know how, because I've not been that active in various kinds of gaming of late. I mean, and honestly, if I were to start playing Assassin's Creed, I'd probably want to go back to the originals and start replaying them. Probably even 3, because I only ever played through that one once, and like, yeah, how bad was it actually, kind of thing, and then definitely Black Flag. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to come back to Origins or Odyssey or Valhalla, even the new ones, because those are still kind of recent for me. But yeah, I don't know if I'd bother with. I don't think I'd bother with Unity or Syndicate even. Which I enjoyed both those, but they weren't that great. I mean, you can enjoy it and recognize, yeah, it's not really that good. But yeah, so I don't know about this one. Don't know about AC's Shadows, but yeah, it's in 3 months. It's not a small amount of time. As I was trying to say, but I know I was getting distracted. This screws up so many things for them. Like you might not realize just how much money they are losing on the marketing alone because of the move of date. Um, I'd rather see think I'd rather see Tapestry, but sure, go with that. I mean, I don't see the value to a lot of these things. So it's like it provides aesthetics. Okay, what does that really matter? What does that translate to? I mean, it's not like these are things I look at, so I don't really connect with needing them, being the need for them. Um, but I mean, it's when GTA 5 was delayed, because that was my feeling. There was Rockstar basically went to 2K and said, "Hey, we need to delay it," and 2K probably went, "Okay, do you also need us to write you $100 million check to continue the development?" But the thing is, that was GTA 5. It was known that's going to sell. You're going to make your money back. So you can spend that money. Well, I'm saying, so you can spend the money that way. You're going to be fine. At one point, that would also have been the case with Assassin's Creed. I don't think it's today, though. It's like that back when it was Assassin's Creed 1, I could believe, yeah, I'm gonna Yeah, especially because this can get all filled in. It's like Assassin's Creed 1, you would have been able to have that. Well, no, because he's starting the franchise, but definitely in the Ezio trilogy, Assassin's Creed would have been reliable sales. That is how that would have existed. Assassin's Creed 3, especially because that was continuing and actually ending the Desmond stuff, would have been able to say, yeah, we'll make the money back, even though Assassin's Creed 3 does have various problems with it. There are both technical and story issues with it. Well, no. I was going to say, it would be interesting to see that remade today, like, to try to fix some of those issues, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I would trust modern Ubisoft to remake it in a way that would actually improve it. I know it may seem weird, but I do actually want to fill this hole up. Although, I guess maybe I could try to make this a new spot for storage. Don't know. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it's a very, well, it's a, I don't really know how to take it. I mean, it's not a good sign, but in some ways, maybe it is. Because Assassin's Creed Shadow, for multiple reasons, has received a lot of backlash from the marketing, from what has been indicated that Ubisoft wants to do with it. And that's maybe them delaying it means that they'll be able to fix it. And one thing I do want to add, because this did occur to me, they're getting more than 3 months to work on this. Work on what changes are going on. Because it's not like this was we've just decided we're going to... No, this is a major decision. They've probably been thinking about this and planning out what they want that time to be spent on for probably months. I could honestly believe that they've known, yes, we're going to need a delay here. Okay, for how much of a delay, and when do we announce it? That's probably been a question for weeks to months. So they've probably had that much time. They've been planning out what changes they want to make. Oh, I just had a neat idea that I could do. If I open this up, what if I make an underground area for the animals? They'll stay warm, a lot warm. It might be a little harder to secure them, but I could do that and keep them warm. That I actually kind of like that. I mean, it's just the whole, I then need to keep them very, I need to keep the lighting in there, but that would also just be neat to try. Although maybe not over here. Maybe I should try to do it over here so I can expand out the... Oh. No, actually, because I could just put dirt in over top. I kind of like that idea. It's a terrible idea, but let's do it anyway. And something like that. Oh, wait. No, what am I doing? I'm going to need that top layer. Oh, come on. There we go. It's a layer underneath. It's this layer that I will want gone. And the layer below that. I'm not even sure if they're going to be able to reach that, but yeah, that's actually what I'm going to do. That's just going too far. Wait, what? Yeah, 10. Then why are you even showing 2? I'm sorry, but that is just a little awkward. Anyway, let's actually make it in wood. Be right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I can actually go pretty far that way. But that should be decent enough. Yeah, one issue is I already have this a little too deep. So I'm gonna need to do something like this to actually get to various things. Oops. No. Yeah, I mean, it's... So I'm just... I know, I splitting my focus like this is really not that great an idea, even though it's what I do. Actually, yeah, I can put that one there. Yeah, it's... We'll just have to see what happens with it. I do think this, though, with Assassin's Creed Shadows, that at this point... Okay. How much can be done in 3 months? I think is a very reasonable question to ask you. A lot, but one thing that I don't think they can do, for anyone hoping they could change the Yasuke protagonist, I don't think that's possible in 3 months, because there's way too much that you'd have to do with like trying to replace that character. For one thing, that would be way too much admission of defeat. That I think you wouldn't see people doing that because it would be too embarrassing. But it also is just, you're not going to be able to like find a new voice actor, bring him in, write complete new lines, have them recorded, and do all that. In theory, I could see them maybe deprioritizing him in favor for the other protagonist, the woman, who's, I don't remember her name. Hasn't been as much controversy around her, so name isn't as memorable for that reason. I could see potentially them just shifting things over to her, because in theory they have that voice actress on contract still. Like they might still be able to bring her in under contract and be like, yeah, we need to do additional dialogue recordings, ADR, with you. I could see that potentially happening, and that there'd be a lot of rescripting they'd have to do. There'd be a lot they'd have to do, but that I could see being achievable within the 3 months. And as said, they may have already started on a lot of that. Oh, and another reason why you might be able to cheat some of it. But another reason why you likely would not be able to see Yasuke replaced is historically, he was a big guy. So you'd have to have a large model, and all of the stuff that would go on the model would have to be to that scale. So anyone thinking that, hey, maybe they'll give us a new Japanese samurai protagonist, it's like, you'd have to scale it down, and you can't just hit a slider on some of that stuff. No, you'd have to redesign a lot. Doable, yes, but I think that it'd be like, no, we can't afford to do that for the base game. What I could see them doing that would be... I don't think Assassin's Creed Shadow is going to succeed. I think that there's too much damage, and this is a confirmation that there is damage, there's stuff that needs to be fixed. I think that the most they could hope for is to have it be not a terrible game. I'm not sure how much this delay will enable, but I could also see potentially work on an expansion for it. Not necessarily this first expansion. That's basically, hey, you can play the main game again from this other perspective. And make that a more traditional Japanese samurai, who's actually Japanese. I mean, I could see them trying to do that. That would be after a while, and you'd still people that bought the game might be like, yes, I'll buy the DLC, so Ubisoft's getting more money and getting more so the experience they want. But I think that the people that are like, oh no, if I wanted to play, this should have been the base game all along kind of people, they're not going to spend their money on it. I mean, maybe at sale price, but they might not even touch the main game, the original main game. Then they might just focus on just the expansion. So, on just that hypothetical expansion. So, yeah, it's... The real question concerning Assassin's Creed, does this cause irreparable damage to the franchise? Now I just realized something. What's the stability looking like here? Yeah, that might be a little bit of um I think. Okay, good. I'm still gonna cancel these. But I think I don't need to worry about a collapse yet. And I think if I put another pillar here, so it's 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, it'll be fine if I put one there. But I will also need to do that. Oh, jeez, I didn't even... Oh, wait, no, because that was the second one. That was... Yeah, I don't know if the Assassin's Creed franchise itself... Oh, no, stuff has been collapsed. Damn it. I don't know if Assassin's Creed itself as franchise can survive a hit like this, because... I mean, Odyssey was good. Origins was good. Valhalla, I enjoyed, but a lot of people didn't, it seems. So I'm not sure exactly what the status is of the franchise. I mean, certainly, it's not the same franchise as the original game. It's not the same as the Ezio trilogy either. So, Black Flag was a little bit of an anomaly. Origins and Odyssey, I think were both enjoyable. I definitely enjoyed Odyssey a lot. But were those games that were just set as Assassin's Creed games, or were those Assassin's Creed games? I could see an argument. There. So yeah, I am not sure how the Assassin's Creed franchise is gonna go, which kind of ties into the next thing. A related point to that is what's happening with Ubisoft, because its stock value has plummeted. Yeah, let me actually look right now. What it is right now, Friday morning. Because I was seeing some stuff and it's bad. Okay, so that's interesting. So what I was seeing yesterday was showing it below $9 or €9. I'm not entirely sure, but now it's up to about 10.5. So that is beneficial, but yeah. So I mean, it. Okay, so on Wednesday, which would have been after the news of that announcement, it fell very, very much, and has been coming back up. But I mean, no, there are legitimate concerns of Ubisoft falling apart one way or another. Falling apart either where it just ceases to survive on its own, or falling apart where some of the shareholders push it to be like, we need new management. Which will be interesting because Ubisoft, and I can never remember the other one, was started by the Gilmore brothers, who still retain sufficient control and are the ones and are in charge of the companies, both companies. And I remember even a few years ago, it was that there was some speculation that somebody might try to do a hostile takeover of Ubisoft, but the brothers managed to pull things together to keep themselves in power. But this is one of those things where it's like, yeah, are they going to be able to maintain that now, or what? I mean, yeah, it's hard to say. Because this is not there's external forces, this is internal. by that I mean it's like Assassin's Creed is one of their tentpole franchises, and it's struggling right now. Like that's a major problem. I'm gonna see if I can start filling this in. It's not complaining, which is a positive sign. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Oh wait, no, that might be. Okay. Yeah, that's resources, so that's different. But I can start doing stuff like this. And start getting those resources. Wow, they are building this stuff very bad. I don't know why it's doing that stutter, by the way. That's not just in the video. That is actually happening. But okay, so one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Actually, yes. There. And I'll start filling this in. There. So I can have it on the other side. A beam on the other side. But yeah, so there's... Might the Gammon brothers be forced out? Or at least their management, their leadership changed. Don't know. Do not know. The fact that it's coming, that the value's been coming up, not entirely sure what that might be. It might also, that might just be people feeling they overreacted some, but it's not good. And it's also one of those, their peak was in 2018 at about $95 a share, or whatever I'm assuming dollars, but, so it falling down to around 9 just this week. That means in an order of magnitude drop, like straight a tenth the value, and it's still hanging out around that. I mean, like it's pretty damn close to that, so that's not a good sign for the company. But yeah, it's hard to say what the future of Ubisoft will be. Like, might we see a company decide to just swoop in and buy it up? Like Microsoft had been buying up a lot. I don't think they would do that, but what if Amazon decided to do so? Which is honestly is not as crazy as you might think, because Amazon is crazy. It's like they will just spend money because they don't care. And they don't need to because they make so much money in other places. I could potentially see something like that, but that's just a wild, like, who could possibly do this? They're one. Would Apple? I don't think Apple would. I think that Apple likes... I mean, I know they've got Apple TV, but I think they see that as more of a... they can pay people to do things for Apple TV versus... Oh, we're the ones actually making this. And even if it is an Apple TV original, it still might be another production company had the idea and was like, hey... We think this is a good idea. Would you like to pay us to continue this, or even you showing some pilots? And then Apple's like, yes, we're now buying this one. So yeah, I don't know, but I could see, because Amazon has tried to be in video game development before, and it didn't go well. But yeah, it's I don't know who else might, but yeah, it's wild. Yeah, so actually, can I see that? Okay, so I'm sorry, just looking down, it closed, Ubisoft closed at $9.89 before, but in the past 52 weeks, the lowest it reached was $9.01. 1 cent, sorry. which would be less than 10% of its all-time peak. That's kind of insane. Especially when you consider that it's not like they're that diversified. I was like, all they do is video games. So how does a video game company that only makes video games but isn't finding success with those video games going to continue? You know, it's not like, because I'm just thinking like an Iron Man where weapons company no longer making weapons. How do you expect us to survive? And it's like, well, we're going to enter into the arc reactor technology. It's like, okay, you have that alternative. I don't know what Ubisoft would have for that. But it's one of those, I know some people might say that I'm cold and heartless, but it's like, if Ubisoft collapses, I don't care. I'm okay with that. It depends on how. But it's like, I mean, the people that are good, the people that have the talent there, that are working there, working hard and all that, they'll find jobs elsewhere. And it's also depending, a collapse of Ubisoft might just be the overarching publisher, and the smaller studios and such might be largely unimpacted. I could see that being the case. I absolutely could. I mean, they would be impacted, but they would be able to go independent, and they might be able to survive in that situation. So, yeah, I just am not as concerned as I think some believe we should be. I think would be one way to try putting that. Actually, let's that now. Nice. So that will be completely closed in, which also means then that I should put in braziers. Which actually, you know what? No, I will have the gaps be different. No, I shouldn't. So I'll use the same gaps as what I've been using for the farm over here, at least for those. Yeah, just come back to it. I mean, it's like, you know, when THQ Nordic when THQ collapsed, you then saw Nordic Games buy up a whole bunch. Yet THQ Nordic, which still exists, though it has changed some because Embracer Group is formed. And it's like, I mean, yeah, in some ways Embracer Group hasn't necessarily been a great shepherd of all that stuff, but at the same time, they also have done a lot that's really awesome, and you do want to praise them for that. It's like some of the news I have to talk about is Titan Quest 2. THQ had basically ended Titan Quest with the Immortal Throne expansion. That was it. We weren't going to see any more. And then we got... and then what happened? We ended up getting THQ Nordic, and they came up with the Anniversary Edition, and the Ragnarok expansion, and the... I'm trying to remember the other ones. The Atlantis expansion, which I've not done too much with. What is this most recent one? I actually went to the Orient. It's got fire in the name, or ember, something like that. I don't quite remember. Oh yeah, that's true. I'm just looking at it here. I do have all of them. Eternal Embers. Yeah, there was a Titan Quest Atlantis. That's just the name of it in Titan Quest Ragnarok. And it's like, they absolutely resurrected, and now we're getting a sequel. So, hopefully the sequel is good, but to be honest, I'm not entirely sure. There's one thing that I saw because they had a new dev diary, not a video dev diary, a written one. So it's not like I'm going to go through a video providing commentary again. I I would have, though. I would have. Absolutely would have. But one thing, it's talking about the story in three different types of events. Two are quests. One is just encounter random things in the world, have fun, kind of thing. But one thing that it mentioned so you've got fated quests, which are basically the main quests that you have to do, and world quests, I think it was, where you can just encounter these in the world. But one thing that's neat, they are persistent in the world. Hang on. Okay, I had a feeling I babbled for half an hour on Shadows. They're persistent, so you can actually encounter things in the world before you meet the quest giver, and so complete them and then turn it in later, which I like that. I like that design. I like when a game does that. Yeah. So I'm happy with that. But they also mentioned one thing, because it does like describe how the game opens, and that actually worries me. It might sound weird, but it does. Because what did they describe there? It's like you're shipwrecked and are doing this. And it's like, wait a minute, isn't that exactly how Path of Exile starts? Yeah, because as I recall, Path of Exile does start with you not necessarily a shipwreck, but you being marooned at the place. And that's like, I don't want this to be Path of Exile. I want this to be Titan Quest. Because Titan Quest, I'm pretty sure it is, you just are there. I mean, yeah, you start at a dock, but it's like, yeah, I came to this town. Why would you do that one first? Oh, wait, no, maybe. Okay, so they can reach it that way. Yeah, I think I just need to do something like that. Oh, yes, and also over here. And by the way, no, I'm not sure if I do actually need 2 levels. Probably not. But it's still, I don't mind doing it. I got wood is not that hard a resource to get. So yeah, I mean, there are some stuff from that dev diary for Titan Quest 2 that's like, okay, I'm good with that, but shipwrecked. And it's like, this sounds familiar, but not for Titan Quest. So, but the other thing, by the way, that isn't the news from that I mentioned for last night, so Thursday night, because I record these on Friday. And I'm actually a little surprised I didn't see anything about it. Just when looking at other news stuff. Steam is updating, well, the Steam subscriber agreement is being updated. And it was weird because I suddenly just got a pop-up on Steam about this, and it's like, let me look this up. No, apparently this is legit. And if you don't basically get rid of your Steam account, it will be in place. You'll just automatically accept it come November. I think it was November 8th. I don't remember. Because I already said, okay. But they are changing some things in that, and this is one of those... I do not have a legal background. If I did, I would understand this a lot better. But they are removing the arbitration requirement, which is that if you have some sort of dispute with Steam or Valve over Steam, under the, I guess technically current agreement, because I'm not sure if it goes into effect now or later, you would have to go to an independent arbiter, very independent, arbiter who would then decide, okay, yes or no in who's ever favored. And this could be something like a retired judge. The thing that makes it, the thing about that, though, is that arbitration is not always looked upon well because of the potential of favorable people being selected. Because, like, who picks the arbiter? Steam. So it might be somebody that they like, or who likes them. So that, but it also, I'm pretty sure arbiters, it enables them to hang on, let's just realize I should do that. It can make it easier to make the information be sealed, have it be under NDA, because a court appearance is public. That's supposed to be public, and it just can be made then under NDA, gag orders, stuff like that. But an arbitration can, I'm pretty sure those can start and basically always be closed information, which not everybody's gonna like that. So yeah, this is that's a very significant change. But also they removed the class action waiver, which is again quite interesting, as well as cost and fee shifting provisions. I'm not sure what those would necessarily be, but the class action thing. So let's I'm trying to think what would be. I can't really think of a good example, in part because Steam is basically just a storefront, so some of the issues that someone may have would not be with the storefront, but would be with a developer. But what the class action waiver means, I'm pretty sure that you do have in the... my brain just turned off a little bit. In various agreements like this is basically you are not allowed to form a class action lawsuit against us. Yeah. Which, you know, could be a little problematic for people. If they do feel that, yeah, we there's a bunch of us that were impacted, so we need to be able to sue. I guess that could be something like if Steam improperly stored personal information and it resulted in actually I can't spell. And it resulted in, I don't trust them not to try to destroy this one, then that one just collapses and I lose the materials. But yeah, if like Steam did something reckless leading to information being lost or being taken by a hacker or something like that, that would impact a bunch of people. Class action waiver might be yeah, you cannot sue us as a class in that. You know, it would all have to be individual, which would make it a lot harder for various people to succeed. So yeah, so that change. I mean, these are fairly standard things. So it's that are in agreements like this. I'm surprised that Valve was like, yeah, we're gonna do this now. I mean, just it is surprising to me. But there's likely a reason there, and it does also point out that for some locations, the EU, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Quebec, so Europe and the Commonwealth, it seems, arbitration rules already didn't apply to them. So yeah, that it will be interesting to see people that actually know that stuff, which I don't. I have a very passing familiarity with some of the concepts. It will be interesting to see what the what that will end up being, like what a proper analysis, an informed analysis of that will tell us. Because as I said, that's not something I think anyone would really expect. But it's also exactly what has happened. So, yeah. You know what would be kind of neat? Is if we had... Because I would like a Scots Pine. I would like a Willow. I had them. I know I had one of each before. Where? Where can I find more? Because it doesn't seem like this is really a place that has many of either. It would be neat if we could search. But I mean, it is also, as I've complained so many times before, that you should be able to, the tree management should be far better than it is. Like, just being able to say, yes, if it's dead, cut it down. All of it. Why are they just not... Oh. That's why. Okay, so I was... Get rid of that. Well, yeah, that... I guess I actually cancel on that. There. It's hard to see the different levels when when you're underground like that. That's my excuse. I do kind of like the idea of I can split things down there. Is this a trough? Yes, it is. Yeah. For now, I don't want anything down there. I want to finish building some stuff up. And you know what? Now well, yes, that there. And I will put down ramps over here, I think. I'm still gonna, like, get rid of all this first, potentially. Because yeah. There. Because I do need ramps for them to be able to get down, but I also will need an entrance house, like what I have right here and here, to restrict animal access, or wild animal access. But, yeah, I'm kind of out of the news to talk about, except for one thing that's like, that's appropriate. I didn't write up because I did not have that much time last night. Oh yeah, I should also mention that GOG has begun its autumn sale. I haven't seen anything about giveaway games, which I don't know if that's just not going to happen or if it just hasn't started yet. I should mention that, but also I did see that Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game, is getting a DLC with Elvira, which is so very appropriate. I'm not even going to explain that. If you know, you know, kind of thing. Like, if you understand Killer Clowns from Outer Space and you understand who Elvira is, makes perfect sense. But it's also, it's not just Elvira, it's also Tom Savini. Well, I recognize the name. I don't place him, though. Let me try looking him up. Just to confirm. Okay. So he's just done a lot. A lot connected to horror movies such as Killer Clowns from Outer Space. But a prosthetic makeup artist, actor as well, and stunt performer and film director, so all over there. But yeah, okay. That I knew the name was associated. I just wasn't sure what the association was. Whereas Elvira, it's like, nah, I know what that association is. Okay, good. Rid of that. But yeah, it is very much a if you know, you know. And doesn't surprise me that Elvira would be okay with that. I wonder about I think if they tried approaching Svengoolie since he's actually still active. Elvira, I think, is retired. I mean, she probably, puts on the getup from time to time and for conventions and such. I mean, it's like for this, because they do have her in there, I wouldn't be surprised if it's could we get pictures of you today in that? I mean, I can believe she'd be like, oh yeah, sure, here, let me do that. I'll be back in an hour. Instead of them just having to use older reference shots, but yeah, that just I part of also the reason why I say if you know, you know, is it is such a different era that just there are plenty of people today that wouldn't understand, and I'm not sure how to explain it. Although, I know I've talked about MeTV before. If you want to try to find some stuff out, try to watch the Svengoolie. That will be this this weekend, this Saturday. Yeah, let me try to check. I'll make sure of the actual time. And also, what is it? So it's Dead of Night, Dan Curtis anthology. So it'll be like a trilogy of terror type thing. Oh, how do you like that? September. Early this month, they even would do... Svengoolie was even doing Killer Clowns from Outer Space. But it's 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Central, every Saturday night, Svengoolie. I don't... It might be a different schedule for Pacific Time. Because some channels do that. But yeah, if you got MeTV in the area, just tune in then, and you'll see Dead of Night. But and next month, because of it being October, things will... Yeah, I mean, it's... I'm sorry, it's like I said, I don't know how to explain this stuff in a way that would be at all convincing or interesting to people. It might just be easier to be like, if you got the time, and are curious, what the hell is Svengoolie, what the hell is Elvira? Just, you can look it up, or just try to schedule some time, look to see if you've got MeTV in your area, and then... Well, set up an antenna if you must as well. Not everyone has access to one, has a television hooked up to one. Why is that not... I cannot... Okay, no, it is just inaccessible. This is also one reason why I'm kind of okay with getting rid of this. It just is messy. But yeah, I think, watch it and try to watch that stuff, and then it will make more sense. Because you'll see it and you'll understand. Yep, so that's not going to become inaccessible. And I will be stopping soon. How long? Yeah, it's a good time to try to stop. Oh, he did manage to reach it. That surprises me. Yeah, I guess let's... End of the day, the in-game day is when I'm gonna stop the recording here. So I'm just gonna try to keep cleaning this up. Which... There. And then ultimately getting rid of the ramp as well. Which I need to get rid of those first, I think. If they're even accessible. You know what? They might not be. So let's just do that, and I'll put down a ladder if needed. Oh, didn't realize I was still paused. Now I'm getting a drink of water, though. Goody. He is able to reach at least that one. Yeah, once that one is put in, you can read. So that I'm not worried about. And then they'll be able to come around and reach that. That's also true. I can put those in. My bard is better. What is with the start? Alright. We are good now to do all this. Alright, which then also means I can start figuring out, okay, how do I want to... Because the funny thing is, I think I actually do want to put it down here. Like, you use this row, and then just cut in. Which also made me to get rid of all this. Oh, yeah, and that as well. But I want to go in like the other way. This ramp is not the direction I want to go in. Which actually, yeah. So that's fine. That's gonna. Well, okay, not. Alright, fine. I'm gonna run out of that. Clay brick. Do I want it to be like this, where I've got... what the hell? Why not? Be a little fancier with it. Well, no, that'll be fine. This is technically not gonna be deep enough. Oh, maybe if I do happen to go that way. I mean, still, that's in the wrong spot, but that may make things a little easier. I just hope I got the number right here. I actually should have cut this in first. I'm thinking one here and then one there, level down. Which will be... No, it'll be one. Oh, no, that will be enough. It will be enough to get me all the way down. Okay. I just realized that. I can never change that wall now. Just, I can't, because I didn't put in wood there, that has to stay dirt. Oh well. I know why. There. Okay. Oh, and I just realized I completely blew past when I said I was going to stop. Sorry. Got distracted. That's been the name of the game today. Instead of going medieval, it's been distracted. But at least I can stop right here. Yeah. Right, oh, what's this? Yep, okay. Okay. Well, shall see you next time, but seriously, look up Svengoolie to see if you can watch it in your area. It can be a very good time. It can be a very good time. Alright, shall see you next week.